IRS appeals. What are they and when do you use them? If you've been experiencing IRS problems, you may have reasons to consider appealing a decision by the IRS, especially if you disagree with the outcome of any of the following: tax audit results, penalties assessed, interest accrued, tax lien placement, so federal tax lien placement, tax levy placement or IRS wage levy or bank levy placement, asset seizures, or offer and compromise rejections. If you've been the lucky recipient of one of these actions, you should receive a notice from the IRS letting you know that you have a right to appeal an IRS decision. If you don't agree with the IRS, then don't sign any agreement form that comes along with that notice. Your next step is to request an appeals hearing. Now, don't consider an appeals hearing if you owe the IRS money but just can't afford to pay the bill. That's a common problem that I see taxpayers make. If the notice you receive from the IRS is an actual bill, there may not be just a mention of the possibility of appeals. Now, be prepared to show your reasons for disagreeing with the IRS decision. You'll need to be able to back up your reasons with documentation if necessary. Read the notice to find out how to prepare a request for your appeal, where to mail it, the deadline for receipt of the request, and what information should be included with it. Now, there's something interesting to note too, and that is that the date of mailing is also considered the date of filing when dealing with IRS appeals. So if there's a deadline on the notice your appeal actually just has to be filed by the date on the notice, by the deadline date on the notice. It has to be mailed by the date on the deadline notice. It should be noted that filing a request for an appeal doesn't stop the interest and penalties from accruing on your tax bill. Now, appeals hearings can be done in an informal manner by correspondence, by telephone, or in person. You'll be happy to hear that most disagreements with the IRS are actually settled in appeals. Now, the type of case you're appealing and how long it takes the IRS to review the file will determine how long it will be before your case goes to appeals. And a typical time frame for hearing from the IRS is approximately 90 days after you file your request for an appeal. You should contact the office you sent your request for appeal to if you haven't heard from the IRS after 90 days, or you can contact the Office of the Taxpayer Advocate, file a Form 911, and wait to hear back from them. The IRS will normally be able to tell you your date for your appeal hearing within that 90-day time frame. Now, be patient, as it could take up to a year to resolve your case. Contact your settlement officer to obtain a more accurate time frame if it takes longer than that. This is Darrin Mish. Thanks for watching.